Hi everyone, good to have everyone on board. And I especially welcome everybody to the first live virtual edition of the WifiCall webinar. And we've tagged it Sustaining Customer Success in a New Normal. And we know that this year has been very, very engaging. I mean, we had COVID-19 in the month of March, and this resulted to businesses shutting down, people working remotely. And the question is, can things remain the same? Can we still maintain the new normal idea for our small businesses, for our SME businesses, and our companies? So that's why WifiCall, we've initiated this virtual live meeting for us to share our ideas and contribute on how we can impact our business, we can manage our business, we can manage our clients, irrespective of our locations. And we've carefully selected our speakers. We'll be having 3 speakers and across board, from the health sector, from the finance sector, from the power sector, and also from the telco sector. So if you're a small business owner, if you're individual business owner, I would encourage you to keep engaging in this live session. There will be opportunity for you to talk about how to set up your business, how to keep or how to manage your customer success across board, how to achieve customer success across board, because CX is very important. CX is another word for customer success. So if you're able to manage your customers across board, you're able to sustainable keep your business in check. So my name is Sandra Osime. I'll be your captain for today's webinar, and it's going to be on for 2 hours. We'll be ending by three marks. Yes. So I would like you to stay here, keep it here, and keep on being focused while we try to have an interactive section. Thank you so much. And without wasting much time, we'll be having our first speaker will be joining us. His name is Ifeanyi Okonkwo. Today is 25th of November, and I need to give this, I need to introduce the next speaker in order to have my paycheck in check, my salary paycheck in check. I need to, introduce him with due diligence. Ifeanyi Okonkwo used to be my boss, and he's a co-founder of TZT. He has 14 years experience in the telecom industry. He has worked with a lot of industry. He worked with BlackBerry as a West Africa manager, and also he has worked in customers, being a customer executive and professional. And he will be talking to us about how to, transform your business in the new era. Like I said, will things remain the same? That's the question we're asking ourselves. Are we going to go back to the usual way we do our business, or we are still going to, manage our business in the new normal? Things are going, people are working remotely, people are switching to how they can manage their clients remotely, how they can manage everything remotely. So our first speaker would be taking us live on this. And not to forget is also, if you're Uniben alumni here, he also he did his first degree in Uniben. So I would say we represent Uniben students. So Mr. Ifeanyi will be taking the floor in the next few minutes, and I'll just like us to be very attentive. And if you have questions, there'll be a Q&A session at the end of the interaction. It's supposed to be for 15 minutes. So if you have questions, please drop it off in the chat box while we have this presentation. And if you want to send it to me personally, you can send it to my personal message chat box. But it's for me to easily pull it out. I would appreciate if this is done in the chat box so that we can easily see the messages and we are able to attend to the messages. And if you also want to raise up your hand, please just signify in the app as well, so that we can just have this session live and we can keep it going. So Mr. Ifeanyi, are you ready for us?
Yes, afternoon, Sandra. Trust you're doing okay. I'm ready to go. Can you hear me? Hello, Sandra, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Are you ready for us?
Yeah, I'm ready. So just bear with me 1 second. Let me share my screen. So thank you, Sandra, and thank you everyone for coming to join us on this webinar. So like Sandra said, and I know she has done a good intro to myself. My name is Ifeanyi Okonkwo. I'm one of the co-founders for Tizedi and also its Chief Operating Officer. And today I'll be speaking to digital transformation in the new normal. So just a bit about myself. Yeah, I know Sandra says or said I went to University of Benin, and that's right. I did go to University of Benin. I have a couple of degrees from the University of Benin, a diploma in data processing. I also have a BSc in biochemistry, and then I have an MSc from the University of Salford, actually in quality management. I have been in the telecoms industry since I graduated. I have over 14 years plus industry experience. I started out in a company called Aircom in Ireland, out of Dublin. I used to be a product specialist and then moved to relationship management. And thereafter, I started working for BlackBerry. I was part of the team that grew and set up BlackBerry in West Africa, in Nigeria, and also in Ghana. And while at BlackBerry, I then realized that data was the new oil and decided to quit my job and go co-found Tizedi. Now, basically, Tizedi is an ISP. We actually call it the ISP for Africa. And basically what we do is we provide unlimited data for residential and business customers. And this started out in Lagos, and we've grown across a couple of states in Nigeria and also in Accra, Ghana. We're also the #1 partnership to Facebook, where we provide internet to mass major markets, basically areas that are densely populated. For example, Computer Village in Ikeja. So that's one of the places where we have our stand. So enough about me. Let's go into the discourse for today. So on the agenda, we will be having, or be looking, we'll have an introduction. We would look at communication, we'll look at remote work, we'll look at automation, and then I would conclude. So the new normal, as we all know, it started around March, and it gave birth by the global pandemic. And this has actually posed a challenge and also an opportunity for individuals, an opportunity for SMEs, small, medium businesses, and also large corporations, right? And center or the core of this transition is an enigma known as digital transformation. So digital transformation, what is it? Digital transformation is simply the use of digital technology to transform or refine processes and services and make them more effective. We also all know that communication is an integral part of basically the way we interact with each other. And it's been imperative now more than ever before that we communicate more frequently, concise, and clear. We have clear communication channels in which we communicate with. We are also seeing a shift from the traditional telco models and businesses adopting more VoIP services. I remember back in the day, when you wanted to make a phone call, you would actually just pick up your mobile number and dial straight. But these days, people are using more sophisticated VoIP solutions, for example, WhatsApp, to call friends, families, and business associates. We've also seen an increased dependence on these tools. Example of these tools are Zoom, like we are using right now, Blue Jeans, Google Meets, Microsoft Teams, Instagram Live, and our very own WifiCall. So WifiCall is a product actually developed by Tizedi pre the pandemic. And basically what it is a communication tool where individuals, friends, families, SMEs, businesses can actually communicate with each other. Now, the interesting thing about our WifiCall is that once you download the app, you would actually get a phone number, an 01 number, and other traditional telco numbers like the 0803s, the 0802s, the 0805s can actually reach you on this number. Another very interesting thing about our Wi-Fi call is that you can actually integrate them into other VoIP solutions. For example, Zoom. You could get a number from your Zoom meeting, generate a number from your Zoom meeting, and then dial into that meeting. And then we've seen progressive use in terms of meetings, in terms of support, customer service, customer acquisition, and all those kind of fun stuff. In terms of webinars like we're doing now, and also for artists and performers, they actually use things like Instagram Live. So just to focus more on basically remote working, we've seen over the past 9 months an increased demand for internet, for the internet. And as more and more business actually move to the phenomenon of remote working or working from home, we've seen an increased use in data from our customers. We see them doing things like video conferencing, for example, Zoom and BlueJeans. We see them doing things like cloud telephony and VoIP calls, like I've mentioned to you, our Wi-Fi call. We've also seen an increased number of online activities in terms of shopping online from Amazon, Konga, from Jumia. And also mobile application engagement, increased mobile application engagement, the likes of God is Good Motors, Jumia Foods, a lot of gym subscriptions. And we all know that last month during the process, we saw a huge use of Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And finally, in telemedicine, I know one of the speakers here today is from Reliance HMO, and basically for telemedicine, you can actually sit from the comfort of your homes and then chat with a doctor, and then he provides your medicines and all those type of fun stuff. So companies with the ability to adapt quickly and build these new processes, at the same time driving for efficiencies, will be better positioned to weather this current storm. Like I said earlier, for us to weather these new norms, a lot of things actually has to do with our digital transformation. If it's an individual, if it's a business, you can actually use these technologies to actually move your company or move your personal needs forward. In terms of our Wi-Fi call, we've seen a huge number of businesses get our Wi-Fi call for their customer service. We have this smart IVR where your customers call into our call center or call into the smart IVR. It knows who your customer is very quickly. It can tell your customers how much he has left on his balance. It can also tell your customer who he is when his account is expiring, and all those other types of fun stuff. For individuals, you can actually even use your Wi-Fi call for workflow automation. Basically, over the phone, you are able to hit one to order if it's rice, if it's beans, or whatever you want to order, straight up till the time it is delivered to you. We also have seen increased requests for integration of our Wi-Fi call into CRM systems. Basically, a customer calls into your call center, and then since the Wi-Fi call is integrated into your CRM solution, you are able to maybe generate a ticket, and then it flows to whoever is going to work on that ticket. So basically, in conclusion, digital transformation fuels all aspects of our new normal. The adoption of these new and cost-effective systems sets us on a path to sustainability in these current times and beyond. Thank you.
Thank you for that wonderful session. And I mean, you've been able to enlighten us on how we can transform our business in new normal and how businesses can actually fit in. And the major thing I know I picked out was you saying digital transformation faces in all aspects in the new normal and how businesses can easily tap into it and ensure that they can do a lot of things at the snap of their finger and have things done at their disposal. So I would like to give opportunity to the audience. If you have questions, you want to ask questions about how you can, transform your business and actually fit into the new normal and how you can easily have your small business, SME business fitting into the current situation of the world as it is right now. Please drop your questions in the chat box. I will definitely pick it up and share it with the house. I see a prompt from Multilancer. Do you have a question? Okay, I have a question that was sent to my direct boss, slightly fine. So it says that as a, these days people are into logistic services, and how can they integrate having that type of services and combining it with the product itself? That's the WifiCall product itself.
Okay,
And the new normal.
So that's a great question. Remember I said that we actually developed the WifiCall just before the pandemic. And the interesting thing is the company that first called out, it was an Indian logistics company. And basically he used the WifiCall for his drivers. So basically what the WifiCall can actually help you do, a number of things. A use case was he had a message that he wanted to send to all his drivers at the same time. Since all the drivers had extensions, he was able to record the message, put it on our WifiCall, and then send it out. And all the drivers at the same time received that message.
That's connecting everybody together at the same time.
Connecting everybody together at the same time.
Yes.
And found that feature very, very useful for his business. We also have other customers that has actually called in for the use of the WifiCall, basically to use the automated response by the click of a button. So they could actually set up an IVR, click 1 to order whatever it is they want to order, click 2 to order whatever you want to order. And it's been very effective in helping logistics companies to actually get a lot of traction in terms of deliveries.
Okay, thank you so much for that wonderful response. And I see a hand from Atlantic Palm Travels. Do you want to ask a question? Do you want to ask a question?
Hello.
You actually, yes, please go ahead with your question.
Good morning. I sent a message earlier, though mine is not a question, rather a suggestion about WifiCall. Though I would first like to commend TZ Network, because I actually have 2 accounts, and I used to disturb you guys a lot. The WifiCall of the thing, though it's good because I have the app on my phone, but one thing I would suggest is this. You guys need to kind of
So Atlantic Palm is like
we can't hear you, Atlantic Palm. Hello? Okay, so we'll come back to him. So let's just quickly go through. So there's a question from a Note 10. It says that with the increase in digital service, how are the service provider ensuring quality delivery of services at the moment? Because some services are quite poor. Maybe they're not being able to manage a lot of things, at a time, and it therefore reduces their product of delivery. So how do they manage that? How do we manage that?
Okay, so managing quality of services. I mean, this is the new normal. There are not a lot of resources in the office to actually push services. So basically, one of the things you could actually do, especially in the use of the WifiCall, is, like I've discussed, the customer-centric or customer care. It actually helps you respond, like some auto responses that you really do not need individuals to actually comment on things like that. So for example, if you have someone that calls in and needs to know when his account is going to expire, I mean, that is something you can easily pick up from the system, because their registered phone number is basically on the system tied to their account and can actually give you that answer in a few seconds. So basically, those are the ways a couple of companies are actually using to ensure that they are keeping up with their customers' requests, at the same time ensuring that there is quality tailored into whatever they are trying to do.
All right, thank you very much for that particular question. So there's another question that says that can Wi-Fi call be used as a customer service line, and can they opt to make it toll-free for clients when they call in?
So yes, your Wi-Fi call can actually be used as a customer care or call center number, and you can actually have it as a toll-free. But there are a number of criteria you actually need to meet. To actually get it to be a toll-free number. What you could do is you could actually send us an email, hello@wificall.ng, or you could also send to internet@wifi.com.ng, and then we can actually give you the tips on what to do. Okay.
Thank you very much. I think I'm having a repeated question about this last one. So the speaker already talked about using Wi-Fi call as a toll-free number and all of that. So, and also if you can actually use the customer support line. So I hope we've been able to answer your question, Femi Adeyemo. If not, you can still drop in your question. So there's another one that says that can he be used as a customer support line where a single number will be attached, but multiple call center agents can pick simultaneous calls rather?
Okay, so that's a good question too.
Yeah.
Like I said initially, yes, you can use it as a customer care line, and then we can also set up extensions on that number where all your agents have extensions attached to your primary call center number. So yes, it's actually doable, and we've done it for quite a number of companies, especially companies that are speaking today and companies that are actually on this webinar. So yes, it's very doable.
Okay, all right. So a lot of questions are also dropping from Tizeti. So I'd just like to make a general commentary to the house. Wi-Fi call is like the sister of Tizeti. So it's also the same company, but different product entirely. All right. So there's a question that says that they want to know how Wi-Fi call works. We have a few minutes left, but we'll take two questions for now for this particular session. This person wants to know how Wi-Fi call works and also says Tizeti is currently not in Warri. Can they partner and deploy Tizeti in Warri? So.
Okay, so thank you, and I would always love to answer questions in terms of expansion. So we are currently expanding to other cities, basically in Nigeria. And yes, Delta State is one of the states where we are planning to come. For I mean, personally, I'm a Deltan, and also I went to Federal Government College Warri. So Warri is actually a key city, very close to my heart. And in terms of partnering, yes, I mean, if there's a reliable vendor or partner, we can actually partner with in Warri. Sure, we would actually be basically in Warri very soon. Projections, we'll be looking at maybe about mid next year, but we would actually see how the year goes along. So I know that was her first question. What was the second question she asked?
So the question is, Unduka Wanje wants to know how basically the Wi-Fi call works. That's the app and the product itself.
Okay, so basically, it's an app. It works on the principle of VoIP, that's voice over IP. So basically, once you download the app and you have an internet connection on your mobile device, you're actually given a phone number. And once you have that, once you have the internet on your phone, you are able to call out through our exchange, and then which is connected to other telecom phone operators. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll be taking just 3 questions right now because this session is supposed to end in the next few minutes. So it says that can Wi-Fi call be used for a callback on the website, and do we have plugins for any CMS?
So yes.
Can Wi-Fi call be used?
Yes. So we actually have plugins. I mean, one of the feature we're actually looking at, usually that will be out sometime next year, is basically using your Wi-Fi call through Twitter. So you can actually make a Twitter call, you can actually make a WhatsApp call. So yes, there are plugins that can actually help make calls, integrating your Wi-Fi calls to things like Twitter. So yes, that's possible.
Okay, so like I said, Tizeti is just like the sister company to Wi-Fi call. So we're getting, I mean, update that when is Tizeti coming to Ibadan? Is there any plans for Ibadan? Are they going to be coverage over there as well?
So at the moment we are in Ogun State. So as we build out our infrastructure, we would let you know. We are actually looking at Benin, which is like our next point of call. But yes, as we keep growing our network, we will be in your state.
Okay, yeah. So like you heard, Tizeti would be, I mean, in close to you as soon as possible. Like the thing is, the major thing we're talking about is digital transformation. So how have you been able to sustainably able to meet people, your customers' needs, and able to satisfy them when they actually need you the most? So the last questions we're going to ask is, what are the list of third-party software or app we can use with Wi-Fi call?
So the list is endless. Just mention a few. Most of the apps I've mentioned during the course of my presentation. You could use it with Zoom. You could use it with Blue Jeans. You could use it with Google Hangout, and quite a lot of voice over IP solutions.
Okay, so thank you so much for this very interactive session. I hope I've been able to answer every question. So like I said, Saifa, thank you so much for this session. We really appreciate. So like we said, the Wi-Fi call product is a very broad one, and if you need to have an extensive information about the product, there will be a session wherein you can actually fill in to talk about how you can actually use the product to satisfy your need, and also you can also mail in at the right time. So thank you very much, Mr. Ifai, for that interesting session, and we hope to have you, in more of our platforms again.
Okay, thank you, Sandra.
All right, thank you, Mr. Ifai. So then we'll be introducing our next speaker. She is a customer success professional. She currently works with Reliance HMO, which is the health sector. And these days, like they say, health is wealth. So Aramide is here. She has over 2 years experience in this particular field. And, remember that the topic or the theme for this particular webinar is, sustaining customer success in the new normal, and you being able to attend to your customer needs when it arises, and how can you manage a lot of them at a time. So Aramide, I will then be taking the floor. Please join me to welcome Aramide Awudain. Aramide, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Sandra. Hi, good afternoon, everybody. And thank you very much, Sandra, for the introduction. Thank you very much for introducing me, and then thanks to everyone for taking out time to listen to this webinar. My name is Aramide Awudain. I work in Reliance HMO as a manager in the customer success department. I attended Obafemi University, where I got a degree in BSc in Politics, Philosophy and Economics. And I've been working with Reliance HMO for almost 2 years now. I started off as a customer care representative before I moved on to my new current position. So as Mr. Ifeanyi said earlier, Reliance HMO, we use majorly technology and software to provide easy and affordable health insurance for everybody that needs it. Our health insurance plans are like just something that you can purchase in 5 minutes and you're done. So I'm going to be sharing my screen now. I'm going to be talking about sustaining customer success in the new normal. Please hold on. So I'm going to be talking about sustaining customer success in the new normal. I'm going to be talking about what customer service is, what's the new normal for customer services, basically explaining what the new normal is and then how it is in customer service. I'm also going to be talking about today's customer service personnel, what you need to do in the present situation that we find ourselves as a customer care representative. And then I'll also be talking briefly about Reliance HMO, customer service in Reliance HMO. So in my opinion, I believe that customer service is a communication center majorly for customers, for day-to-day information on customer satisfaction, customer retention, and then also customer relations. So I believe that customer service should be treated with high priority because that's what brings more customers to you. So it's the way you treat this customer that determines whether or not this customer comes back to patronize your business. So after several months of staying at home, and then everybody's working from home, some businesses could not withstand the pressure of COVID-19, and then so much unemployment was going on at that era. We are cautiously and currently trying to reopen the country, and then one of the major issues that we have had so far is engaging customers. I mean, everybody else was, before the initial lockdown that started, I think either March or April, everybody was able to move around. But now, since everybody's at home, everybody's relaxed, we have to find new ways to, engage our customers. And then this has been like a major challenge for business owners, I won't even lie, because we get requests day to day. We know the impacts that COVID-19 has had on businesses so far. Then I'm going to be talking about what new normal is. So new normal basically is a state to which a society settles following a crisis. So after a major crisis, pandemic, what are we doing currently? That's what we call a new normal. And then during the coronavirus pandemic, customer service have become more crucial as we have been forced to, adapt from our normal way of life, what we do normally, what we classify as customer service. Everybody comes to the office, you work, you do lots of things from the office space. But the new normal, everybody had to stay at home to work, to attend to customers. We had to learn to adapt to new ways of attending to our customer. And then it's safe to say that, this pandemic has taught lots of us, small business owners, large companies, SMEs, that customer service is like a major profit center. So it's what your customer service personnel, what they do, that's what brings in your customers. So it depends on how you attend to your customers, what you listen for, how you attend to their needs, how you resolve their issues. That's what majorly drives people to you. And then I was reading an article a while back at the beginning of the pandemic, about the effects of COVID-19 on businesses, especially the customer service department. So a short survey was done across over 20 companies to determine the effect of customer service. And then during this survey, it was determined that issues that related to customers calling as a result of the pandemic rose up to like 10% from what it was before. This was just a random survey that was carried out by a firm. Yes, from the article I read, that customer service issues rose up from issues relating to the pandemic. Yes, I work in the health insurance sector, so I get to see this firsthand, where people call in to ask questions about pandemic. What should I do? How should I do this? What should I use? And then also people calling in to explain that, I cannot make payments I cannot meet up with payments for this particular month. Can I get an extension? Can I do this? Can I do that? So this is not even far-fetched, because I mean, I'm sure it happens to every other person that has a business, every other person that had a business during the pandemic. So is what you did then as a customer service representative, is the loyalty that you have been able to gather from your customers, that is what will bring people back to you. It is, you've learned to adapt to new operations and then find other ways to meet your customers. So as a customer service personnel today, you must be experts not only in customer relations, solving problems, knowledge about products and services. These are basic customer service rules. These are the things that you need to have learned before you even start working as a customer service. These are like training processes. That's basic customer service. But you must also be good in gathering information, distributing information, assessing information that has to do with your customer. Why? Because every customer interaction is like a critical information point. So it's when I speak to this customer that I'm able to understand what this customer wants. That's when I'm able to learn something new about a customer. And then when I learn something new about my customer, I know how to further serve my customers better. And then a customer service personnel in the new normal must also know how to understand the customer's expectations. So it's when you know, this is what my customer is expecting from me, you're able to meet up with those expectations. And then by so doing, you are able to retain customers, and then even those customers will refer more customers to you. So in Reliance HMO, where I work, like I said earlier, we provide easy and affordable healthcare services from the first point of purchase up until when you start using your health insurance service. Knowing that the world has changed from what it was before, and then with the current situation of the world, we have also known that delivering for your customers in these times requires courage, conviction, flexibility. That's your ability to be able to bend. You don't have to follow the straight rule every time. There are times when you have to make a compromise. You have to meet up the compromise to be able to satisfy your customers. And then the importance of this work that we do, even though it might seem very easy, the importance cannot be overemphasized, because we provide support to our customers. And then one way we were able to effectively do that during the lockdown was, as a health insurance company, we get calls from people that usually visit the hospital. Normally, that's our work. But during the pandemic, people were trying to stay away from hospitals, because that's where the major concern is. That's where you go to the hospital and then you say, oh, you got coronavirus because you went to the hospital. One thing we're able to do for our customers during that time is the telemedicine that Mr. Ifeanyi talked about earlier. We were able to process it in such a way that from the comfort of your house, you can either chat with your doctor, you can speak to your doctor over the phone, you can have a video chat with your doctor to lay your complaints about whatever it is that is wrong with you. And then if drugs were prescribed to you, these drugs will be delivered to your house address. You don't even have to leave your house for you to, get qualitative access to care. This is one thing that we have been able to do, and then we're still doing it right now. So the process it is right now is after you consult with your doctor, we use your house address to profile you for a pharmacy closest to your house. So you talk to your doctor, lay your complaints, and then in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, your house to pick up your medications. We've greatly cut the need for people to, go to the hospital and all of that. And then in conclusion, for people with small businesses, people that have large companies, or people that have SMEs, is what you do, the little things that you do that, goes a long way to impact your customer services. Your willingness to act in an extraordinary time can have an extraordinary impact. Even the smallest things, such as even showing empathy to your customer. It's health insurance industry. Sometimes you do not have to cover people for everything. There's some things that are exclusive, that, the health insurance package you purchase does not cover it for this, and you might have to be paying for it. As a customer, I won't be happy that I have to be paying for something, but as a customer care representative, the way and manner by which you present that information to the person goes a long way in determining whether another person is happy with your services. And then with the right attitude and awareness of the customer's needs, like I spoke of earlier, it will help you strengthen your relationship with your customers. And then I believe that trust is a function of competence, character, and then when your customer trusts you, they have utmost faith in you to deliver, and then they also go the extra mile by referring their friends and families, and this is very good for business. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Aramide, for that wonderful session. And so you really stressed on the fact that health insurance is very important for people, and and the easiest way they can actually access this product at the comfort of their homes. So we'll be giving opportunity for questions. Do we have questions from the audience? Please feel free to drop your questions in the chat box. If you're raising your hand, or to give you the access to ask questions, but you will not be allowed to talk. You can only be allowed to drop your questions in the chat box, and I'll definitely pick it up. All right, I have a question. Yes, it just dropped in my chat box. It says that, the pandemic issue started in the month of March, and I'm sure that you would definitely get influx of people that want to access their HMO. Companies that definitely get to use Reliance HMO. How were you able to manage the influx of, clients or patients you had at that particular time, and how are you able to achieve, good customer success at that time as well?
Yeah, thank you very much for the question. Thank you, Sandra. So at the beginning of the pandemic, like the question stated, we were getting lots of calls, lots of emails, lots of texts about, accessing health insurance services. Can I go for COVID tests? Can I do this? Can I do that? So majorly, we all know that COVID test, as at the beginning of lockdown, was only done in federal facilities, infectious disease hospitals. So mostly if people are getting concerns about, oh, I feel like I might have the coronavirus, what we do is, we advise them the normal advice I would give to people, try to stay away from people, isolate yourself, and then go over to IDH, that's infectious disease hospital, to get tested. And then for those that just want to access their health insurance, it's free, you paid for it. You can always chat with your doctor, and if you insist, you can walk into the hospital. Although we were advising against people going into the hospital most of the time. But for people that have health insurance with us during the pandemic, whatever it is that your health insurance plan covers you for, it will be covered.
Okay, I hope I'm allowed to ask you a question as the moderator.
Yeah,
so
sure.
you saying that people do not have to come to offices. Like what was the extra measures you placed for people to be able to access at the comfort of their homes? Were they stationary doctors, having their support lines and people being able to call them at different working hours? Because it has to be like all around the clock.
Yes, Sandra. So while we started working from home, we provided measures for all members of staff. We provided internet services, fuel allowances, and every other thing you're going to need. So as long as you're within working, whatever time it is that you're supposed to resume for work, normally if you're coming to the office, you resume work from your home. And then whatever issues that you have to sort out with customers, you sort it out from your house. Every other thing that you need to work effectively was provided for everybody.
Okay, thank you so much. There's a question from Amy Note 10. It says that, do the service provide for sample collection for lab analysis if the doctor recommends some lab tests?
Yes, the services provides that. Yes, you can go to your hospital, or you can get, if you need to get tested. So far, it was requested by the doctor. Yes, the health insurance plan covers it. You can, visit our website to see a comprehensive list of benefits and things that, will be accessible to you once you purchase health insurance. Our website is www.reliancehmo.com, and then just play around the website. You'll see everything that the plan covers once you make payment for it.
Okay, so even if I don't have an existing ways at which I'm able to reach Reliance HM, I can just go onto the website to check in and set an appointment, right?
Yes, you can book an appointment. Yes.
All right. So do we have any questions? If you have questions, please drop us in the chat box. I will definitely pick it up. Okay, so there's another question that says that how do family collect samples, like when if they need to come to client's house to collect the sample. Okay, I think the user is sending the question to say that my question actually is if they can come to the client's house to collect the sample.
Yes, this is part of what I was talking about earlier. If we need to make a compromise for certain situations, if it allows for it, we would definitely, because I mean, we have doctors on standby that go to houses to administer immunization to children. So if we could do that, we could also reach a compromise for community house to collect samples.
Is this cost effective, Aramide?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Is this cost effective? Is this cost effective?
Yes, it is. Very, very.
You're stressing on the very, very. Okay, so I got that. Yes. So the next question is okay, there's a question from a Wilfred Oluku, would attend to that. So the question I have from my chat box says that, for example, as a patient, I am not able to access my card immediately. I have an existing profile with you. How do I easily, attend that without having to go through the long process of, making calls and emails,
So at the point of registration, once you're computer registration, you get an online card, like an e-card. All you need to do is download the mobile app. We have the app on the Google Play Store and also the iOS App Store. You can download the app, log in, and then when you get to the hospital, all you need to do is just log into your app and then show them a picture. Show them a picture of your profile page. This page carries your name, your HMO ID, and then your expiration dates. And then if you don't have the mobile apps, you can log in straight from the website and do the same thing.
Okay, so the last question is, do you have family subscription or it is just for individual basis?
We have, you can purchase health insurance for members of your families, right? At the moment, yes, you can. What we're still working on is because I mean, when most people ask about family plans, they're talking about maybe pregnancy plan or plan for maternity. At the moment, we're still working on that. But our health insurance plans are family friendly, so you can purchase them for every member of the family, including babies.
Okay, so we can only take one question, and that will be the last question for today. So it says that the user, that's from Ogumbayo Busayo, it says he would like you to talk about additional skill for customer service. That's gathering access. We would like to know how you're able to gather additional skills for customer success. That's gathering information, accessing information, and distributing information. If you can also share like a life experience so that people can easily relate to what you're talking about,
Okay, for gathering of information, this simply has to do with the way we relate to your customer. I can simply, if I have to contact my customer for maybe a particular issue, maybe my customer is at the hospital and then they need to access care for any reason. For example, now if somebody goes to the hospital and says, "Oh, I have malaria, I need to see the doctor." From there, the hospital calls us to get what we call authorization, that, can this person access to so and so care? And I go and say, yes, I go through the person. So I have a list of benefits that each person is covered for. I go through this person's benefits and then I give an approval. Okay, yes, this person can access this particular care. After getting the information of what this person wants to do at the hospital, I document it immediately on this person's profile so that maybe when next this person calls as regards this particular issue, I don't have to be going back and forth and be asking the person, "Oh, sorry, sir, may I know this, may I know that?" I have all the information I need from a simple interaction with that person and with the hospital. I have it there. And also the same thing with distributing information to these people. Is everything I need to do is on this person's profile. So if this person calls and says, "Oh, I need to do this, I need to do this," all I need to do is to log in with the information that I've gathered from previous conversations, from this conversation I had with this person, from the conversation I had with the hospital as regards this person. So every single interaction that we have with customers, so we document it, no matter how little, even if it's interaction of, "Oh, please help me change my mobile number," I document it that so person called and asked me to help him change his mobile number. so that by the time this person calls next time and says that, oh, I requested for you to change my number, and nothing has happened, I can literally just go back to the feed and see that, oh, maybe there was an issue as to why the agents that handled it previously could not, deliver, could not change the number. So I can just extend to the person, oh, apologies, sir, we're still working on so and so feature, and be rest assured that we'll be able to, change your number as soon as we can, as soon as we're done sorting out the issue. So yes, everything I need to do, gathering information, accessing information, distributing information, there are things that I have previously done from little interactions that I have with these customers, and I have taken them down somewhere.
Okay, thank you, Aramide. I hope she's been able to answer your question. And the last one is, okay, before I go ahead with the last question, Olaolu, are you raising your hands? If yes, please drop your question in the chat box. I'll definitely pick it up. So the last one says that my question is, how do you acquire skill for customer success? So basically, you've been able to achieve good customer success is identifying customer needs and looking for alternative, even if you don't have the right solution at the moment, looking for alternative, and you've been able to be flexible to achieve that particular, needs or the particular needs and the issues the customer is experiencing, and you've been able to provide solution. And those are the skills you should be able to had to achieve a good customer success. You have to be flexible, you have to be spontaneous, you have to be timely with your solutions, so that way you're able to manage your customer base and be able to achieve a lot of things. So thank you very much for your time, Aramide. We really appreciate a wonderful session.
Thank you very much also.
All right. That's it. Wilfred Oluku, you just joined in. Thank you for joining in. Aramide just talked about adapting to the new normal with the health industry, and the session just ended. So our next speaker is what I call him the cryptocurrency field. That's the finance field. His name is Ibrahim Aderemi, right? He is currently the CEO of LoadNG, and that's like the #1 automated Bitcoin platform in Nigeria. Yes, and currently is someone that is likes to be different in everything he does, unique, and that's why he's been able to think about how to integrate cryptocurrency and also achieving customer success at large, right? And he will be taking us on customer engagement in emerging markets. These days, Bitcoin is, people go into Bitcoin, people want to use Bitcoin as an extra form of money exchange. And you see that youth of today are actually interested in that particular market. So he will be talking to us about it. And please help me welcome Ibrahim Buremo. Are you ready for us, Ibrahim?
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right.
So I'm starting my video now. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, Ibrahim, you can go ahead.
Oh, all right. Thank you so much, Sandra. I'm Aderemi Ibrahim Tunde, also known as Tunde Buremo. A bachelor's degree graduate of University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, and a master's degree graduate of University of Ibadan. I'm a blockchain expert, web programmer, VFX, and Adobe certified expert. I started out as a techpreneur 7 years ago as a top seller of digital services on freelancing portals. Then I found IBC Design. IBC Design Digital Services Limited is a web development and digital services brand. I started a lot of startups since then, before starting Naira Cards, which was later relaunched as LoadNG Automated Systems in 2019. So LoadNG is Nigeria's foremost fully automated Bitcoin buying system. The system allows digital assets users to convert their digital assets, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and other coins, to fiat currency in an automated manner with absolutely no human input. Thank you. So over to you, Sandra.
All right, thank you very much, Ibrahim. So could you just run us through on the topic, customer engagement in emerging markets? What do we tend to expect? What were your expectations and how you were
Yeah,
able to
would you
just...
be sharing my slide? Would you be sharing my slide?
Can you go ahead and share yours if it's comfortable for you?
Oh, okay. Then let me do that now.
All right.
Or can you see it?
Yes, please, it's visible.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll be talking on customer engagement in emerging markets. I'll be talking with special preference to the new normal, with a rapid change in customer need and spending habits due to the pandemic, as well as the present recession of the Nigerian economy. It is important to identify new ways to engage customers in a bid for effectiveness. So this presentation is, however, going to be targeted towards online businesses as a case study. I'll be focusing most of this presentation on online businesses. Going straight to the point, I'd like to start with some prerequisites I've identified to achieve informed customer engagement with a focus on online businesses, as I said earlier. So I feel as a small business starting up online, I feel if you're able to go through the stuff I'll be highlighting via this presentation, I feel you'll be able to engage your customers well, and at the end of the day, have a fantastic result as regards converting your customers. So the first step here is refocusing your awareness priorities. So you get to do a lot of publicity, you get to put a lot of things online. They come at a cost sometimes, and it could be very expensive. But I have realized that most small business don't have the right priorities when it comes to awareness. So the first thing a small business should do, is to refocus its awareness priority. Second, have an effective database management, and thirdly, redefining the business model of the business. So I'll be talking basically on these 3 points as the presentation goes ahead. So now, ways to best engage your customer, we focus on online businesses. Yeah. So for refocusing awareness priorities, it is important to restructure your business model with a bid to capture data from first contact. So if it is a landing page if you've got a landing page online and you want your publicity to make people go to that landing page, immediately people get to that landing page, what are you doing with their data? What are you doing with their information? So the first thing that should be on your mind as a small online business owner, is to harvest the biggest information you could harvest, and that is perhaps the contact details, so you could continue engaging the customers even if they don't turn leads at first sight. Secondly, we have database management and classification. There is a need to keep record of every potential user that engages with your business. So a person engages with your business via your publicity, and you are not sure the person is going to ever come back again. So you've got to capture his information. You've got to, when you capture the information, you've got to put it in the right I prefer to use market segmentation terminologies here. You could put it in demographic data, behavioral data, psychological data, like say the gender, the age, the level of education of the users, of the visitors, and all that. So you can stratify these data in these categories. So we have the demographics, of course, which involves the age, the gender, and all stuff like that. We have the psychological, we have the behavioral market segmentation terminology. For the behavioral, you could tend to know how sophisticated these users are. For example, at Load Engine Automated Systems, we realized that some of our users don't even get the concept of the blockchain technology. All they do is sell or buy Bitcoin, and that's all for them. So you've got to be able to know the level the level of your users in terms of technology sophistication. So in most cases, we tend to let them know that, okay, look, the blockchain technology is the safest technology on earth. It is the most prudent technology on earth. If you do a transaction today on the blockchain network, in 100 years' time, you'll be able to track that same transaction, provided you have the hash, the transaction hash of the transaction. So, you know, you get to get these details so that you can engage them better. Finally, here we have redefining your business model, and I have categorized that into getting 3 components down. You know, we have the customer segment. So all the people and businesses for which you are creating your platform. So are you creating your platform? Is it going to be business to customer, or is it going to be businesses to businesses? So are you going to be engaging customers directly, or you are going to be engaging businesses as your customers? So we have the channels, you know, the touch points through which we interact with our customers to deliver the value we want to deliver. So we have the value proposition as well. What is the exact problem you are solving with your business? What is your platform solving? Why would a user want to use your platform? Why would he want to identify with your platform at all? So you've got to identify these 3 things. So I'll be speaking more on these 3 components. For the customer segment now, you know, generally it's all about all the people and organizations for which you are creating value. You know, this includes your users and customers, of course. So I spoke about demographics. You could also get psychographic data too, you know, when they actually use your platform, when they consume what you have to offer, you know, their lifestyle, their income, as the case may be. We have the behavioral activities too, you know, their values and interests, what they are interested in. You know, you get to realize that you can use data as such as, you know, when you get data like what they are interested in, then you know how to engage them better. So we've got the technical knowledge too, their software sophistication. I spoke about the blockchain the other time, you know, and how much they understand your technology. Speaking about the value proposition now, it's all about knowing your values. What is the problem you are solving? What need are you satisfying? Why would users want to use your platform? You know, what is the special thing about your platform? So it all boils down to such factors as accessibility, performance, risk reduction, newness. How new is your platform? What is the new thing you're bringing on board? Price, tax fulfillment, and some other factors like that. So it's always best to engage your users around these values. And finally, the channels, you know, the channels are the touch points through which you interact with customers to deliver the value. You know, your awareness, how are you tending to get your users aware of your services? Your evaluation, how are you making sure that your users are evaluating your services as it goes on? The level of purchase, you know, that shows data about how often they use your service, you know, how often they tend to see your solution as a big deal. Then we have the delivery. It talks about how you tend to deliver your services, and after sales. After sales is very important because feedback is one of the core components of customer channels. When you get feedback from your customers, you will be able to be informed on how to service them better, what more to bring on board, you know. The customers are the king of businesses, and it is just best to learn from them, you know, hear from them, directly from them, and try to improve with what you hear from them. So I've got some examples here. We've got your websites, the mobile apps. We've got targeted email and SMS marketing with respect to your customer segment. You know, the customer segment I mentioned earlier, which is actually the type of people that uses your platform. So we've got the search engine optimization and search engine marketing. It's actually different. Search engine optimization is more about, you know, getting your stuffs, getting your website, getting your mobile apps, getting them organic views online, so that when people search for them online, they tend to come top of search. That is without money. Now, when it comes to search engine marketing, that is when you introduce stuff that have to, targeted stuff to make sure that your search engine optimization increases real big. So we've got indicators for that. Some of the indicators are your Google page rank, your Alexa ranking, and some other indicators. So we've got video and social media marketing. So this also deals with your customer segment. If your customer segment is young people, then that means that, of course, young people are on the social media, so you've got to target them via the social media. If your target audience are the elderly, then you know that the elderly listens to more traditional rather than conventional way of media. They listen to radio, television, and all sorts. So you've got to use the right channel to engage the right customer segment. So we've got physical events too. So that's more of marketing and PR. So over here, I've got over here by the right bottom corner, I've got 6 best channels for customer acquisition by shape. We've got content marketing, search engine optimization, email marketing, social media marketing, simplicity of your platform. That is very, very key, most especially when you are dealing with people, a bit high on the age radar. It has to be simple. They have to get there and be able to know what's up, straight up. No need for plenty design. Straight up, get it done. Design attractive, click-ready creative. Yeah. So now, after identifying these 3 factors, the 3 factors of customer segment, the factor of value proposition, the factor of channel, then you can now use them to define the type of customer, the method of customer engagement you want to use. So I have identified various customer engagement methods over here. And with the factors above, you can now outline the type of engagement perfect for your brand. So we've got the customer support. Here we have the mail ticketing system. So users should be able to contact you, and not just contact you, they should be able to have a ticket system whereby it's like a flow, whereby when they drop a message, of course, the message would maintain the status of open. So of course, you've got to reply that message. When you reply that message, so it's like a trend, and the user can always come back to that trend to follow it up. So that is why a ticket system is advisable in today's world, in today's new normal. We've got the chat support. The chat support makes it easy for a user to come onto your platform and engage with your customer support immediately. So the chat support is another fantastic new feature you could engage your customers with. We've got social media support, WhatsApp, Twitter, Instagram, etc. Over here, recently we've got WhatsApp robots, and NodeNG, Nigeria's #1 Bitcoin buying system, is integrating a WhatsApp robot now, whereby when you come on the platform, when you come on WhatsApp, you could actually get your transactions done directly from your WhatsApp. Of course, we are careful with that because of security issues and all that, but be rest assured that when we release this feature, we must have occasioned these factors. Lastly, under the customer support, we've got call support. Tizeti WifiCall is a clear example of this. Tizeti WifiCall allows your users communicate in an automated fashion. So you could make your system interact with the Tizeti system in such a way that fast answers can be gotten via the phone without an agent actually picking up the call. So this is going to save you money. It's going to reduce your staff, because right now you wanna reduce staff. You wanna reduce revenue. You wanna reduce your costs for running your business. Nigeria is in a recession now, so you want to be very careful about how you spend your money, how the brand spends. So Tizeti Call would allow you interface your system with their system, so that you can give responses. Like a user comes online now and to the LoadNG platform now, it calls the LoadNG line. The user can actually know if he's got a pending transaction, why he's being delayed. So these details from our system can directly interface with the Tizeti system to give the user fantastic experience. Forums. This is another good avenue to engage with your customers. You have a platform where you discuss in depth, your frequently asked questions, make announcements, teach your platform. An example is support.load. Allows users to interact and engage more with your business. So we've got self-service newsletters. With a perfect database management system, you could develop chat applications that provide answers with no human input as well. Then finally, we've got the feedback management. Take feedbacks occasionally to constantly meet with the ever-changing demands of your customers. So a quick one here, a takeout here, 46.6% in Nigeria. The Nigerian internet penetration at the moment is 46.6%. This is data gotten from Statista. At the moment, Nigeria is in a recession, but people are still on the internet, wanting to order more and avoid contact as much as possible. So here's a perfect time to start a fully based online business. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, Buremo, for that very engaging session. So am I permitted to tell the audience that when they see you, they should bill you?
No, they should not. Nigeria is in recession.
All right, so thank you. So I picked out 3 important things you talked about. You said redefining your business model. People should have, customer segments, channels, and value proposition, which is very important, and also after sales and feedback, which is very important, and how to improve your business at large. So if you have any questions to the audience, please kindly drop it in the chat box so that we can, go over this question and answer session with the speaker. Okay, I have a prompt from Aditayo Adelakun. Do you have a question for us? Aditayo, is this in Nigeria? Buremo, is Load NG applicable to people within Nigeria, within the country?
Pardon, I didn't get that.
Is Load NG is it applicable to people within Nigeria?
Yeah,
it's in Nigeria.
Yeah, it's a solution for Nigeria, though we are expanding our tentacles now, but it's a solution for Nigeria, to convert digital assets to fiat currency, to give digital assets the same privileges as fiat currency. So if you can spend your Naira anywhere, we want you to find it very easy to be able to spend your digital currency too, So that's what the platform does basically, gives the same privileges as your Naira to your digital assets.
Okay. So even within and outside Nigeria, is this still applicable? Can people still access it? Is it accessible?
Of course.
Also Nigeria.
Of course. When it comes to the conversion now, the conversion is to just Naira right now, but we're including some other fiat currencies very soon. It's part of our growth stuff. So, but right now, we have a whole lot of customers in the diaspora trying, sending money home to Nigeria via Bitcoin, via our system.
Okay, that's great to hear. Ogunbaya Busola says, awesome presentation, and she would like to have the slide. So with your permission, we'll share that with you. You can just drop your email address, Busola, so we can share the slide. Buremo, do we have the permission to share the slides with the user?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, thank you. That's great. Olorunfemi Adeyemo says, as a sales enthusiast, I see sales as the act of moving people to take actions. How do I improve ad content so as to move customers to take actions?
Oh, yeah. I mentioned in the first part of this presentation, I was trying to mention that as a small business, you don't have time to do a whole lot of PR right now. There is no too much money right now to waste or to spend doing those stuffs. You still have to do them later, but perhaps at a later stage of your business. So right now, as a small business, all you've got to do is to do your awareness and make sure it goes, if it is an online business, you make sure that it goes directly to a landing page that shows in exact terms what your business is about. And on that landing page, you've got to have something in mind. You've got to harvest all the information you need from that user. So that means for every user you harvest, that is a lead, that is a convert, you know, of your publicity, of the money you must have spent on publicity to, you know, to the real thing. Hello, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Oh, I couldn't, but I can now.
Can you share your website? This is from Mayowa Adigola. Can you share your website?
Of course. I think someone did that up there. It's load.ng, www.load.ng.
Okay, Mayowa, did you get that? www.load.ng.
Yeah, let me share a screen of the platform for people that are yet to see what the platform looks like.
Okay, so we have a question. Okay, why you're doing that? So this says that from Sonit, it says, please can we have the last presenter's business contact to enable us to patronize his business solution? So I think this is for Aramide. Would please drop your email address, Sonit, so you can access that contact as well. Okay, so we just have a lot of requests for your slides, Baremo. So we'll share that with you, then we'll assign these slides to you as you make your request. Then we have another question. It says that, is it possible to merge customer data from social media, Baremo?
Pardon, come again, I didn't get that.
Is it possible to merge customer data from social media?
It depends on the social media you're using now. If it's Facebook, there is a way to, there are tools online, mostly paid, you know, to harvest data from people that engages with your business. But that aside, if WhatsApp is social media to you and to your business, if you're using WhatsApp as social media now, that is a direct way to, you know, take your contacts off from all the people that contact you. Also, platforms like Instagram could be very difficult to harvest data, and that is why we tend to, you know, prefer Facebook for online businesses. But it all boils down to, you know, your customer segment, as I said earlier. If your customer segment is not on Facebook, so why should you be on Facebook? If your customer segment is on Instagram, then of course Instagram is where you should be. You know, so any way you do it, just make sure you get this data and continue engaging your users. If they don't use it today, they will use it tomorrow. If they don't use it tomorrow, they'll use it next year. So far, you are consistent.
All right, thank you. I hope that answers your question, Olorunfemi. There's a last question from Ogunbayo Bosola. She says that, please do well to say more about the value section of your presentation.
Oh, okay. Let me get that slide on board. Okay, do I have the slide now? Okay, do you have the slide on there? Hello?
Okay, Baremo, you want me to share your slide? Or you can just run through, no need. We'll be sharing the slides to them later.
Oh, okay, no hassle. So the value proposition basically is, you know, you are trying to identify what problem you are solving exactly. Okay, why would the user want to use your platform? What is special? What is special about your platform? Why would the user want to use your platform? Why not the other platform? What are you giving that others are not giving? Like on low-energy automated systems now, you can do a whole lot. We provide you a chance to be flexible with your digital assets. So we call that our leverage, we call our support our leverage and all stuff like that. But this is all about identifying your value. So when you identify your value, you'll be able to engage your users with those values. Because you don't just talk to your users. Immediately you talk to your user, you have to make sure you are telling them about how accessible your platform is. You're telling them about your performance, how great your platform is when it comes to performing. When you do something, you get something, you get it immediately. That is performance. You are telling them that, oh, we are effective. Maybe not 100%, we are 99% effective. You can always be sure that out of 100 transactions you do, you don't have to contact us for 99. That's what we're talking about, the performance, how well your system performs. So you're talking to them about risk reduction as well, talking to them about newness of your platform. What is new about your platform? What is in your platform that is not on other platforms? You're talking to them about your price. If you are selling something now, or if users have to buy something, then how price competitive is your platform? And you're talking to them about how fulfilled they will be after using your platform. So you should engage them with these key factors. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So can I ask, I have a last question from here. It says that how did you use WifiCall to actually help your business grow to this point?
Okay. We use is the question remote control now. So we use WifiCall basically. We use them. We use them as we have a customer care number, an automated customer care number, and WifiCall service that. Yes.
Okay, so all right, thank you very much. So you see why I say that when we see Bremo, we need to bill him. Thank you very much for that session. Thank you so much. That was quite expository. Thank you so much. All right. All right. So thank you very much, audience, for actually participating, and we really appreciate your commitment. So I'll just be giving few answers to the questions as that's been asked about WifiCall. So someone's asking, does it work outside Nigeria? Yeah, currently WifiCall just works in the US for now. So we're looking forward to expanding our reach beyond and outside Nigeria and across board. And I'm sure that once that is live, we would also communicate to all our users across board. Then the other question says that, can it be used for toll-free? Yes, you can use it for toll-free. We'll share our email addresses and our support line so that you can actually reach out to us to talk about what exactly you need. And like I said, we'll share our product information link on how well you can actually subscribe to the products as well before the end of this session, and also how to reach WifiCall. Like I said, we'll share the email addresses hello@wifi.call.ng, and also the number we'll share on the platform as well. Thank you very much. So we'll be having a poll right now. So please do well to fill in the poll. There are just a few questions we like you to answer. It's actually on. I'm sure you can all see it on your screen. There are just two questions: if and how well do you know the WifiCall product, and if you're a business user or an individual, you need to help your business grow. You can also fill that in so that we know how best we can actually serve you. So our next speaker will be taking the floor. Or let's just give room for people to fill in this poll, and the next say 5 minutes, next 2 to 5 minutes. So please endeavor to fill in the poll so we can actually see the number of users we have. All right, so thank you for seeing the responses, and so please do well to fill in. And while the poll is going on, so like I said, if there's a need for you to fill in to subscribe to the platform, you're a small business owner and you need to check in on our products, you need to know how to set up your business. And like I said, you can actually set up a remote call center at the comfort of your home, without you having a lot of far-fetched processes. So you can feel free to fill in the form and we'll be able to meet your business needs. I'll be sharing it on the platform now. All right, thank you very much. We'll be having our next session without wasting much time. And our next speaker is the co-founder of BuyPower, is a Y Combinator fellow. And BuyPower is currently in Abuja, and they've been able to, break even in the market in Abuja and also in Jos. And he is a techpreneur, and he'll be speaking to us on customer success in the new normal. Remember that we're still talking about how to sustain customer success in the new normal. And the question we ask is, can things remain the same? And Deepo Asayinde will be talking to us about customer success in the new normal. Deepo, are you ready for us? Are you there?
Yes. Good afternoon.
All right. Thank you. Please welcome Deepo Asayinde. The floor is yours.
Okay. Hello, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Oladipo Asayinde. I'm the co-founder of BuyPower, the FNG. I graduated from Federal University of Technology, Mina. I don't know if anybody can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you, Deepo, but you need to be more maybe audible so we can all hear you. Yes, thank you.
Okay, I graduated from Federal University of Technology, Mina, in 2009. I studied mathematics and computer science. Okay. We commenced BuyPower sometimes in 2016. It was actually a dream. I mean, we weren't even planning to build a company. We were just planning to use technology to solve a local problem, my co-founder and I. And along the line, we discovered that, okay, yeah, this is really a problem in this part of the world. And we had to take on it and eventually start up a company that becomes BuyPower. Okay. I will be talking on sustaining customer success in the new normal. Let me share my screen. Just a moment, please. Okay, almost there. Okay. Okay. In BuyPower, we're intentional about customer success. Okay, can you hear me clearly? Okay, I said in BuyPower we're
Deepo, we can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, hi Bana, I can hear you clearly. Hi Bana.
Deepo, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
All right, please go ahead.
Okay. So in BuyPower, we are intentional about customer success because of the nature of our business. In BuyPower, we make purchase of electricity convenient for every household, and we are modern bill pay for Africa. Okay, now I'll start by stating, okay, what does it mean when we say, okay, customer success? Customer success is a team in an organization, and it's basically a scientifically engineered process. I mean, that is professionally directed business strategy for maximizing customer and company sustainable to prove profitability. And this is what we were intentional about, and this is what we are doing. Customer success is all about establishing a better and stronger relationship with your customer and make them feel special and guide them step by step to how they can enjoy or make use of your product. I think I'll more or less be talking to people that probably own a business or that wants to have a business or that are using products. Okay, in these sessions, I mean, this segment of mine. Okay, and the way we implement it in BuyPower is that, okay, I'll make it very robust. I mean, we make our system very robust such that we have customer acquisition, we have customer support, and we also have customer success. And what we are focusing on today is customer success. So just as I said earlier on, in BuyPower, we are modern bill payment for African utilities. And what we are doing here is that, okay, we want to make sure that every person, because it's a pain. When we started, we discovered that, okay, it's a serious pain for customers to be able to access electricity. I mean, it's good enough that, okay, you have your money, and for you to now be able to get the electricity at the comfort of your home became, I mean, a very serious problem. And we see that, okay, if this is a problem, then how can we solve it? And if we are solving it, how can we solve it effectively such that every person out there will be able to probably, I mean, to just be like at the tip of their hands, they can get this done. And that is exactly what we are doing in BuyPower. Okay, we developed some strategies to make sure that, okay, we make sure that it's very, I mean, to grant us customer success. And out of this strategy is that, the first one out of this strategy is that we try to develop personal relationship or personal rapport with our customers, meaning that every customer that comes on BuyPower, we make sure that we're able to to establish a personal rapport with you. The first thing we ask you when you come to BuyPower is probably get your phone number before getting your meter number. We know that, okay, with your phone number, we can reach you, we can drop your token for you. Whatever we need to pass across to you, we can pass it to you. And that's what we have succeeded in doing. We try to, okay, expectation management. We manage our customers' expectation. And that's because we are customer centric. We make sure that, okay, yeah, when a customer jump on BuyPower, it doesn't just come in to come and probably browse or to just come and check friends or to come and look at the gossip that is going on right there. No, he or she come with the intention to get a token or probably to print out a utility bill or what have you. The customer is coming with a specific intention. And for us to be able to make sure that, okay, this person gets whatever he or she wants, we have to be, we have to manage their expectation. So meaning that, okay, we have to create a workflow for them that will make sure that, okay, whatever they want, it's given to them at any point in time. And okay, for our customer success team, we know that, okay, they need to keep a positive attitude no matter what. Okay, assuming a customer that has been probably maybe has been affected by the disco or what have you, they'll just bring in their frustration to buy power, saying, hey, my light was cut, or we've not had light in our street for the past so weeks or so days. In buy power, we are meant to keep them, to keep the positive attitude no matter what the customer is bringing up to you. And that's one of the good thing about the 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 customer success that we're building in buy power. Highlighting the benefit and not the future. So in buy power, when we are dealing with our customers, when we are dealing with customers, we tend not to dwell more on the features that you see to benefit on buy power, but rather we tend to dwell more on how it can be beneficial for you. And just as we all know that individual communication is key, we need to all understand ourselves. We don't hesitate to appreciate our customers, because we know that when you are using our service and you successfully make use of it, you are definitely going to tell other people. And by telling other people, it means you are adding more customer to our customer base. And by so doing, we have to, we just make a rule of thumb to always just do something for this thing. It might not necessarily be maybe giveaway or cash prize, but we provide, we as part of our customer success strategy, we provide a bot called Simbi. And what Simbi does is this: Simbi tells you things that has to do with your day-to-day activities. So there's some knowledge that we just need as human beings that probably is not just easy for us to come by it, but meanwhile, using buy power as part of the rewarding system that we give to our customer is probably to just write some articles around that and share it into your mail or into your social media handles. And we discovered that we've been getting a lot of accolade on that, because there was a time we share details on how to register a company by yourself without a lawyer, and we got a lot of accolades on that, because it's what a lot of people need, but somehow they don't even know how to go about it. And we also share some resourceful materials that we know that at some point in time, some people really need this, and this would be of help to them. So it's not just all about the giveaway thing, but meanwhile, we make sure that, okay, we always give you something that's worth more than the money or the token that we are generating for you. So we have already made this clear to our customer success team that, okay, whenever a customer comes in, we know that we have to be straight, and we have to be straight to the point to them. Get whatever needs to be resolved, we get it resolved. I make sure that, okay, we have an happy customer at the end of every thing. And we also make sure that, okay, we map out a customer journey for every customer that for anybody that is jumping on buy power. We make sure that, okay, we map out a customer journey for them, so that, okay, we have a beginning and we have a destination. And we always make sure that, okay, we get this destination. And when getting to the destination, we know that definitely the customer is going to be happy. And once the customer is happy, we're creating more happy customers and more customers in return. And we always make sure that, okay, we set a KPI for the customer success team, and they trash it as well. Okay, way to make the most out of your customer success team. One, equip them with the right tools. In this case, our own right tools is TZT Wi-Fi. We've been using this service for a while, and it's been very, very resourceful to us, because it enables us to communicate with customers at a very subsidized rate. At a very low rate. So meaning that You can easily call, you can follow up, you can resolve matter with any customer at any point in time. I mean, at any given time, and that is taken care of, and we end up having an happy customer. Okay. We create a customer onboarding process, which helps also to make sure that, okay, every person feels important when they jump on our platform. We allow them to be the voice of the customers. So when the customer comes on board, I mean, I complain about something, we make sure that, okay, the customer success team makes sure that, okay, they are able to resolve this, or probably if they need to channel it to the right authority to assist with this, they do that with swiftness. And in the new normal, we discover that, okay, virtually we don't really want anybody to go out and say, okay, they want to go queue to pay for electricity or get token somewhere. Rather, you stay at the comfort of your home and get whatever you need to get done at the right time, and with no ASU whatsoever. And that is exactly what we're making sure that, okay, we get. Here we know that, okay, we need the right set of people to work with, people that have human empathy and also sympathy, because they always need to pull or to show empathy to every customer that comes their way. We know how big we need this in our team, because we know if our customer acquisition is on point and our customer success is shitty, then automatically we are we are building no company. But the most important thing here is that, okay, we always have to have a robust and a standard customer success team that will help to retain our customers. I know make sure that, okay, our churn rate is reduced to the barest minimum. The previous speaker talked about market segmentation. So also we segment our customers into categories. We know the ones that need, utmost priority, and we provide that to them at the right time. Yes, everybody needs to be prioritized. Everybody needs electricity, and everybody probably pay for it, but there are just some set of customers that you need to prioritize their matter so that everything can probably work smoothly as it's supposed to. Then we also decide the compensation strategy. It doesn't necessarily need, just as I said earlier on, that it doesn't necessarily need to be a giveaway, cash giveaway, but it can be a resource material that can always help our customers. Then in conclusion, I like to say customer success team are set to become a common features within the major and medium or a large organization as we move towards the future, with customer experience now being the top priority for all successful businesses. It's now more important than ever to get to grip who your customers really are and what they want. The only way to do this is to talk to your customer directly, engage with your customers, and learn how they are using your product. Tell your customers how they can get more out of the product, and lastly, turn your satisfied customer into your successful customer. And that's what we're really, intentional about, and what we are doing right now. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, Deepak. Thank you so much. That was very interactive. So one thing I got was you said, turn your satisfied customers into a successful customers. That is very, very, good to hear. So we'll be giving an opportunity for people to ask questions. If you have a question, please drop it in the chat box so we can get to ask the speaker what we want to ask. And remember that we sent the form link to the group chat. If you want to you want to know more about the WifiCall product, you can access it in the group chat. Okay, there's a question here that says that for taking by power as a part in the power sector, how do you manage when you get influx of calls from client that probably there's a product that you sell and you need to reach out to it. I mean, power sector, people need power to work, people need power to do a lot of things. Yeah, it's very, very important. So when you have like an influx of customers, trying to access your platform, how do you manage the influx of calls at the same time? How do your CS team manage all of that at the same time as well?
Okay, thanks to TZT WifiCall, we have huge number of customer service agents, and now that everybody is working from home, it makes it much more easier for us because everybody we provide internet access to every one of them, and as they are in their comfort zone, what they just need is enable their devices, and the calls keep coming in and they are attending to them. And the good thing about the setting network is that once you are, it doesn't even require so much internet to probably make calls or receive calls. So with minimal internet, they are doing what they know how to do best, and they are making sure that we have an happy customers at the end of the day.
Okay, thank you very much. So the next question is from Ogumbayo Busola. It says that how does segmenting your customers help you make the most of your customer success team?
Okay, so we know our public we know our high-end customers, and we know the middle class. I mean the middle class customers. Then we also know the lower class customers. However, we know that most times, the high-end customers, they don't even give any issue whatsoever, and the middle class also doesn't really give issue. But the customers that probably maybe pay 1,000 naira or 500 naira might wants to give a little issue. But so we need to just make sure that all the resources that needs to be in place are distributed between these people. We don't give so much attention to one at the expense of the other. We make sure that, we have nothing to lose at the end of the day. And we make sure that when attending to these people, the end goal is to have an happy customer. So whichever way we choose to segment them, we know that what we are majorly after is happy customers. So we segment them based on high-end, middle class, and low-end.
Okay, thank you. So there's another question from Ogumbayo Busola. She says that, how do you decide your compensation strategy?
Okay, so we, just as I said, though sometimes we give token, as compensation to some of this. But the first set of people that we give compensations to are people that take out, that go out of their ways to express how they feel on buy power. We don't even encourage anybody to, we never tell anybody to say, hey, go and express how you feel on buy power. But we see people that genuinely probably go to the social media, go to the Play Store to express how they feel when they use buy power. We feel this guy go extra mile. It deserves some things. And when I say it deserves some things, not like it deserves some money or deserves some unit, but we make sure that, some general information that are needed to go around or that can make life much easier for everyone. We just make sure that, we get that kind of information across to those people that does things like that. Then for people that have been probably maybe they've been with us, since 2016 that we started. I think some I even get to know them in person because I figured that, this person has been with us since 2016. And let's just put a face to it. Let's just do a kind of surprise visit to this kind of person. I mean, I've just put a call through and just say, hey, Team Bypower wants to come and say hi to you. And hearing that, I mean, like, we see a lot of people getting excited that, oh, I never knew you observed that I've been patronizing you since 2016. Yeah, we do. And we try to do some things that are kind of special to compensate them.
Okay. All right. There's a question from Precious Magba. It says, how many states in Nigeria can we access by power?
Okay, currently we can access by power in 28 states. So by power, I mean, it's currently in 9 discos in Nigeria. Yeah, currently in 9 discos in Nigeria.
All right, so for the last question I have here is from Alex. It says that for meter recharge, is your service only for digital meters? My meter at home is one. I have to take the card to a merchant and or to load NEPA office before inserting in the meter. If there is an option for all those types of meter that don't have that option of buying token online and activating the meter.
Okay, so sorry about this.
Did you understand the question?
Yeah, I understand it. Yeah.
Okay.
So I understand the kind of meter you are using, and I'm letting you know that okay, probably before the end of next year, that those meters will be phased out. They will come and exchange your meter for another one. But the reason why you cannot vend online for that particular meter right now is because it has a magnetic lock. And that magnetic lock needs to be swiped. So we being online, we might not be able to provide that for you. So you need a physical office where they can just swipe the card on a magnetic lock.
Okay,
so that's just the reason why we might not be able to vend for you at this time. But I assure you that before the end of next year, they are changing a lot of meters right now. I mean, currently they've infused like 1 million meter into Nigeria market energy space. So they're planning to infuse another 3 million meters by next year. So I'm double sure that by that time it will definitely get to you.
Okay, so Alex, I hope that answers your question. Ogunbayo Busola, you're asking please could you send your question again? So we really understand what exactly you want us to really talk about. That's regarding the customer service team and not the customer, right? Please just send your question so that we can ask the speaker to really expatiate on that. Then Olubemi Popola says, how can a private company partner with you for revenue collection?
Yeah, it's very simple. All you just need to do is just send us your letter of interest, and we have a team that handle that already. So once you signify interest, we understand what you need and we make sure that we provide that to you. To get that message across to us, you can just send it to support@bypower.ng. They'll pass it to the necessary channel that needs to attend to it.
Okay. All right, Bumi, I hope we answered your question. Elio says, why does one have to pay for prepaid meter since it is not the property of the customer?
Yeah, that's a little bit tricky. So yeah, since it's not your property, we would think that, okay, you should not pay for it. But again, because there's just a lot of things involved in this. Okay, so you need a device that can measure your consumption. You need a device that can tell you what needs to be done at some time. I mean, at some point. Then these people, the disco tends to be they tends to create a leverage for us or for the masses by saying, okay, we can provide this for you, but we don't want it to be your property, because if it's your property, it means you can control it. You can probably regulate it. I mean, I probably instead of it running fast, it might be running low, or instead of it not running normally, it might be running low or somehow, or it might be tampered because it's yours. you can open it, you can do whatever you want to do with it. But right now, they're saying, okay, you have to pay for it because we need to be able to measure your consumption. Then again, you can't touch some things there. You can't open it. You can't even touch anything about it, because if you touch anything on it, it might affect the performance. And once you affect the performance, then you are going to be penalized for that. So I think it's in the law of, it's one of the governing laws from NEC, that the meter shouldn't belong to the probably to the house owner or to the landlord, but it should still be the property of the disco. However, it should be paid for and it should be mounted in his or her property. I don't know if this answers your question.
So Ayo, I hope Dikwa has been able to answer your question. So the last question we have is from Ogunbayo Busola. She says, how does segmenting your customers, that's deciding a compensation strategy, help me as an individual to make the most of my CS team?
Okay, so right now, I think all I need to do is more of, okay, we base our judgment on data. So the in-house data analyst extract the data as MOI, tells the behavior of almost every customers on buy power. And from there, we just make our decision. And from there, we know we're able to segment them into, we're able to put them into a pocket of the segment that we already have in place. So we have high-end customers, we have middle-class customer, and we have the low-end customers. And cutting across through these customers, we have some that are very, very consistent, and we have some that are probably in high end, but they are not consistent. But rather focus more on the one that has been super consistent from the low end or from the middle class.
All right, thank you, Deepo. Okay, there's a question from Sonet, but that's like the final questions. You cannot fully pay for an item that doesn't belong to you. Okay, so that's her or his own view, but you can contact Deepo as the co-founder of BuyPower, so it actually makes it more, much easier. So you can actually reach out to him personally, then he will be able to answer any question, So that brings us to the end of this particular presentation from Deepo. Deepo, thank you very much for this very interactive and engaging one.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you very much. All right, thank you very much, thank you very much for really staying, to this point. But we'll give opportunity for people that I see a question about the WifiCall product. If you have a general question you'd like to ask, please feel free to drop it in the chat box. I would do well to answer your question. You need clarification on how you can access the call center, because I see a question from Popola. Yes, Olubimi, you said, do they have to be in the office or work remotely? So they can either be in the office or work remotely. Like I said, things are really evolving, different things are evolving, things are changing. The new normal is you being able to work at the comfort of your homes and you being able to reach out to your clients extensively. And the good thing about WifiCall is we can integrate your product feature and also have your CS team work at the comfort of their homes. So all they need to do is to just have the feature that we give to you, and you can implement it at the comfort of your homes on their various devices. You bring your devices, you tell us the devices you have, and we would actually have that implemented for you. So I will also be sharing our support lines. You can reach us via email. I dropped it on the chat box. You can reach us via email, or you can actually give us a call. We'll definitely attend to any questions. And also you can fill in the product requirement link. Do we have any questions? I'm just going to give like 2 minutes to see if we will be getting any questions from any attendees. All right, so in the absence of no question, you can, we've dropped the support chat lines. You can call us or you can send an email. And like I said, you can also fill our product requirement link. So the WifiCall 1.0 live session is actually coming to a close. We really thank everyone for joining in. Irrespective of your busy schedules, you were able to make out time to join in. And I believe that with time, the next edition might just be a physical one. So, when it's time for us to have that, we'll share the venue to everyone and we'll also communicate across and board. So, like we said, things are changing, and if you're an SME owner, you have a small business, and you're trying to understand how well you can actually achieve a good customer success, you want to start up your business, and you're confused on how to do that, WifiCall can help you, achieve all of that. And like I said, you can reach us via any of our platform. So in the absence of no question, I would be ending this session in the next 10 seconds. Thank you so much for joining in. All right. Okay. So someone just made my day. Ayo, thank you so much. So it says that regards to what you said about the WifiCall, it sounds very appealing and helpful, and I see no reason why any firm will not tap into it. Thank you so much. We appreciate your sincere feedback, and if you have any reservations, like I said, please do want to reach out to us. We'll definitely take your feedback and work on after sales. Thank you so much for joining in. The webinar is finally closed. Have a wonderful day ahead.